Unbelievable. Shooketh. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Chop Sports Daily, coming to you live from the Flipping Made Easy studio right here in Matawan, New Jersey. It is Sturch. It is Gooch. Wrestling Rob behind the glass. Intern Nick on the couch. Oh, wow, almost. Anyway, good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. And Nick knows exactly where I was going with that. But anyway, good morning. Hope everybody's doing good on this Thursday, first night of football, ladies and gentlemen. We got football to talk about tonight. We got football to talk about later. We're going to cover Kansas City Chiefs today as we wrap up the AFC. Believe it or not, we've steamrolled through the AFC, and then the NFC will start next week with the NFC South. If you want to support Chop Sports, please do so by heading on over to patreon.com/Chop Sports. This is the way to do it. $3, $5, $10 is the way to do it. Also, for everybody not in the know, as far as break buds are concerned, there is a way to get involved with all of the giveaways and everything like that.
Live breaks, yeah.
The live breaks that we.
I'll do it. So we're doing live breaks, and you're entered in to win contests.
Is that
which is going to be autographed memorabilia? And yeah, you don't like the graphic?
I don't like the graphic at all. Well, Jackson Mahomes and Juju.
I'm Juju.
Nice. Why do I got to be that
equation? And you're Jackson
jerk
Mahomes.
off Jackson Mahomes? Good Lord. Anyway,
so yeah, break buds. We're doing the live break again next Thursday. So Patreon members, if you're a Patreon member, you will be entered into a contest to win some possible autograph memorabilia. Or
you shipped everything out yesterday, right?
I did.
You went to the post office.
Bailey won.
Bailey got a
Bailey
dub.
won. Yes.
Ken Paulman got a dub. Threw in a little extra for both of them. So guys, be on the lookout for your packages. Ken, I actually am still the only person I haven't shipped is yours yet. DM me your address.
Just don't.
DM me your address and I'll get it out for you today.
What did he win? Can he pick at something?
No, he got the Duke running back. That's now a Steelers running back, Najee Harris, I guess. Backup or practice squad player, most likely.
Well, that's cool.
But gives him a reason to root for the kid. And there's a Kenny Pickett rookie that I'm going to throw in there.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Okay, so he's getting all sorts of gems for being such a high-quality human being, right?
He's a good guy.
He's a good guy. Ken Paulman's a good guy. So if you're in the car listening with your son, I'm here to clear up that you're just a swell human being.
If they didn't see it, though, that's on the YouTube page.
It is on the YouTube page, yes. You can go catch up and see what they do. It'll be a little bit more organized and more things described a little bit better because, again, if you weren't following along, it was hard. If you just jumped in, people are like, what?
Well, look, if you have done a live break before, so there's a set audience for this type of thing. So if you've done a live break before, the people that did have way different critiques than someone that didn't. So say like you and Scoop, you didn't know what you were watching because
I knew there was a lot going on. I just didn't know
you couldn't break down exactly what was happening. You didn't know who was winning when. These guys will know who's winning what and when. We did all that right, but we just don't know the products well enough yet, which we will get there.
Cool,
Day one,
show one. So go check it out. It's on the Chop Sports YouTube channel as well. So Gooch, we got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to go over. Big breaking news coming out of yesterday, and that includes our boy, Deshaun Watson back in the news. That drama's not even close to being over.
Yeah, no, it's not. So we'll get to that in a moment. But first, you guys hear what's going on? You got Gyllenhaal, you got Gosling, you got McGregor. Conor McGregor is co-starring in the new Animal House series or whatever movie.
It's Roadhouse.
Roadhouse, Animal House. What's Roadhouse and what's the difference between
Roadhouse is the bouncer movie with Patrick Swayze. Your boy, Patrick Swayze.
Whose boy?
Roadhouse. You said Patrick Swayze. We talked about him the other day.
The college movie, you know.
Yeah, Animal House is like with the
Sorry, guys, I didn't get the fucking 80s movies correct. You guys never even seen Youngblood. They're both hockey guys. They never seen Youngblood with Patrick Swayze and Rob Lowe.
Rob, I hope they all have fun, Lowe.
Bro.
Never heard of that movie.
Peak Patrick Swayze.
It's not at all peak Patrick Swayze.
I was born in 86.
This has got to be before Ghost.
So anyway, yeah, go check out Youngblood. Dean Youngblood. The fight at the end is like everything. Culminates the whole movie. All right, so NFL news. Actually, you know what? Major League Baseball news. Gerrit Cole has some issues. And that issue is giving him the long ball. He's tied for second in the AL when he's surrendered 22 dingers
everywhere.
And that is too many dingers for a staff ace that's looking to make a deep playoff run. So get it together, Gerrit, or the Yankees ain't going to do shit this year. So,
No.
and Slam Diego is back. The Padres, new look Padres with the childish Bambino and Brandon Drury and the whole gang over there. Drury goes yard with a grand salami. Soto had his first hit, and he had a 4-pitch walk in his very first plate
Diego is
appearance.
back.
I told everybody that I would give you some updated World Series odds. Yesterday, I didn't do it, so today I'm here to deliver. Dodgers and the Yankees are tied at the best chance to win the World Series at plus 350. Astros coming in second or third, plus 450, and the Mets are plus 600. The Padres jump all the way up to plus 900, even though
Where were they?
I don't know, but I know that they weren't that high. And the Braves are plus 1,200 right now, so that's the top 5. Blue Jays, I think, are like plus 16.
Blue Jays are even like in the remote conversation still?
Well, they're the sixth. They have the 6th best chance. So I guess that's
Interesting.
remotely in the conversation.
I feel like the
Good way to put
MLB
it.
is just like
NFL
14 dog
news.
race.
NFL news. Dave had mentioned that Deshaun Watson situation just got a little more murky.
Yeah.
At first, news came out that the NFL was going to appeal on behalf of Deshaun Watson. Full 180 on that one. They're now appealing on behalf of themselves. And Roger Goodell is the judge, jury, and executioner. The NFL is calling for a 1-year ban, indefinite ban, they called it, but typically a 1-year ban in that scenario with a heavy monetary fine because of the smack in the face that the contract was. And that's basically what it was.
It was a very
the Browns
aggressive
manipulated.
slap,
I would
by the way.
imagine that the Browns might get fined as well.
Why would the Browns get
Maybe
fined?
not. I don't know. I guess they really can't because they
Have
were
nothing
trying to
to do
get the
with this.
player, but they manipulated the contract to the point where his suspension won't affect him monetarily. But that got the quarterback in there, so I guess it makes sense. All right, this is going to pain me to say this, but Aaron Rodgers is making an appearance or made an appearance on the Aubrey Marcus podcast. If you don't know who Aubrey Marcus is, this is a guy that he's been on Rogan a couple of times. He is the founder of On It. You ever hear of that brand?
Yes.
On It, the Alpha Brain. Joe Rogan's always talking about it. You've seen this guy.
He's a space cadet.
We'll just put it this way: he's on a spiritual journey. This
so he's on
Aubrey
shrooms.
He's a very successful guy, but he's
Out there.
he's on mushrooms.
He's like
and
Val
stuff.
Kilmer in
So
Entourage.
Aaron Rodgers is in his tell-all interview, and there's ayahuasca, there's tears, there's taking back the narrative. There's a lot that's going on in this interview.
He's
And
crying on TV.
look, it led to 2 MVPs. His chakra is aligned. As
fucking
long as that's
tattoo.
going down into this third attempt at a MVP campaign, then I'm okay with it. But it's really it's cringe.
So
I gotta
basically, he's
admit.
turning into Serrano from like Major League, where he's
So
like come back like,
was-
Jake, how are you?
Yeah,
like he's
so-
not as aggressive
So
anymore.
was
He's
there-
just going to be
there
some
was
laid
a,
back shithead.
There was a thing that you had brought up today about a Tom Brady tweet, and this I feel like goes hand in hand.
It wasn't
with
a
what
Tom
I'm
Brady
about to
tweet.
say.
It's a TikTok or an
Or
Instagram reel.
Was it a TikTok or a? And it has to do with Deshaun Watson or
No.
Hopkins.
Hopkins. Well,
There you
Hopkins
go.
like tried to redo it. He like so anyway. The Brady thing was like, hey, I learned how to do transition. And he drops his phone in slow motion, and when it hits the ground, he's all of a sudden wearing his golf gear. So Hopkins was like, "Oh, Tom, that was dope. I'm gonna try it." And then he just drops his phone, and then his phone breaks.
So do you think that they had the same conversation when Tom Brady and Hopkins were talking about HGH, and Hopkins was like, "Yo, this is really working out." Oh, and Tom Brady was like, "Yo, that's dope. Let me try it."
So you're
And now
saying that
Tom Brady got
Brady's
his
on steroids?
HGH from that's what I said yesterday. And now I'm doubling
First of
down. It's
all,
all making sense.
HGH
So you
is
have
growth.
one quarterback
He doesn't
that's
look
on-
like he's
You have
yoked.
one quarterback that's on a spiritual journey, taking ayahuasca, trying to find his spirit
Oh my
and align his
God. You
chakra.
didn't-
And then
Are
you have
you
another
hearing
guy,
yourself?
and you have another guy that's doing anything it takes to win.
Are you hearing
Do you hear
yourself?
me? Let me finish.
Are you
Let-
hearing
let me-
yourself?
Let me finish.
Like
Let
Mahomes,
me
Dave.
finish. Let me finish.
Go ahead.
One quarterback is doing anything it takes to win, cheating, HGH, deflating his own balls, right? And
Filming
Tom-
other
and-
practices.
so it's like- Now, while I might have a little more admiration for the spiritual journey
I-
that Aaron Rodgers is on, I have much more respect for the cheater's journey and that Tom Brady is on.
Yeah, I
And
mean-
I think it's telling is like, I will say this. It's consensus that Aaron Rodgers is probably a more talented football player than Brady, but one guy has way more wins. I think it has a little to do with one's willingness to take steroids, Tom Brady, and
you're
another's
going out
willingness
here
to take mushrooms.
and accusing Brady of HGH. First of all, HGH is growth, so he would look like a fucking ox. He doesn't look like that. He looks like, yes, he's getting younger. That could be the fountain of youth, aka a little testosterone. It's a different story. HGH is a whole different ballgame. Just so you know.
I don't care where the scientific derivative of whatever you're talking about
just
right
trying to
now.
let you know.
I'm trying to tell you, Dr. Dave, that if Tom Brady
I
is
just play
on,
one on TV.
if he's on testosterone replacement therapy or if he's on HGH, in NFL standards,
You're not allowed.
That's steroids. All right.
It's a league substance abuse policy.
PEDs.
Yes, performance
All right,
enhancing
so we'll call them
druggage.
PEDs. I don't know if ayahuasca is on the PEDs.
You better be careful.
Ban list.
Can you imagine?
No,
Can you
can-
imagine if Schefter gets to tweet out like sources have said that Aaron Rodgers is on psychedelics and that's not allowed in the NFL. Therefore, he's gone for the year.
Yeah.
Oh God, that would be fucking magic.
Cue the fucking the Twitter is going down soon. I'm telling you right now, the
What's
Aaron
going down?
Rodgers interview is going to light Twitter on fire. I'm telling you right
I cannot
now.
wait
it's gonna
for
be
this. This is
bad.
like must
It's gonna
see
be bad.
television.
It's like we were just kind of just easing into the season.
Remember that time he wasn't even a factor?
They
Like,
were
you didn't have to
talking.
think about
They
him?
were talking about
Oh, boy.
how the offense is struggling to move the ball against the defense in practice right now, and that should be the story, but it's not.
Nope.
It's going to be ayahuasca
Psychedelics.
and tears and chakras. So, in way less exciting and way
Is he
less
barefoot
important,
during the entire
and
thing,
way
too?
less important and way less exciting news, the Dallas Cowboys have signed washed scrub
Right.
Anthony
Oh,
Barr
okay.
from
Watch
free agency, and he's a dirty player,
Wow.
and now he's a gritty player because he's on the Cowboys, but he's a dirty player in real life,
Terrible businessman too.
and he's a terrible businessman.
Oh, why? Because he pulled out on your scrub jets?
Well, you can't. I mean, that's terrible business.
It is
You
terrible
were there
business.
and then you
No.
leave.
There's things in life that are
He
called.
was
You ever
afraid
hear
to
the
play in New York.
expression? You dodged a bullet there.
Well,
You
he
dodged
might
a bullet
not
there.
have though. It would've
Anthony
been
Barr
him
is a
and CJ
4-time Pro
Mosley.
Bowler.
So yeah, they would have had a.
He's been playing for this is his
wonder-
8th year. He's made the Pro Bowl half his career.
How many Pro Bowls has Zeke made?
Who gives a shit? I'm not talking about Anthony Barr. Why you bring up Zeke?
Because they're both washed.
Ah.
that was such a good
I
setup.
mean, it wasn't, but all right, whatever
It
you
was.
say.
It was.
I
It
can't wait
was.
till Zeke leads the league in rushing this year. Everybody's gonna be like, "What happened?"
Dave and
He
Aaron
must be on
Rodgers.
HGH.
No, he's on ayahuasca. Dave's on ayahuasca right now because
No,
Zeke
no,
is
I'm
leading
not.
the league in nothing.
all right.
Wait. Even more less exciting and less important
It
news.
gets worse than Barr. Go ahead.
The preseason football starts tonight.
Hell yeah, football's
like,
back, baby.
While I'm
With no
excited for
starters
football,
already.
I
Who
just hate
gives a shit?
preseason football. I
They can
hate
put
it.
the fucking replacements on right now, and I
hate
would
it.
watch it.
Like I'm gonna put it on to be like, oh, NFL uniforms and pads, and then I'm gonna turn it right off because they don't even have their starting quarterback.
That's
What's
crazy.
her, what's her name?
At least play a series.
Wait, who's playing by the way? Jaguars and who? Raiders?
Oh, that's such a good.
It doesn't
point.
matter.
I
I
think it is.
That's
I
think
my
it's the
point.
Raiders. All right.
That's
It's
my
the
point.
Raiders, yeah.
When do you know the NFL to not like destroy you with like promotion and letting you know exactly what's happening?
Here's the thing. Truth be told, like I haven't been able to like sit down and put on the NFL Network because if I did, they would drill it home that there's football tonight. You know what I mean? But like I don't know because I haven't been able to sit down and gather thoughts in like 2-3 months. But in any event, Jaguars. Yes, Scoop. You want to go out for the game, bro? No, I'm kidding. Would not do that.
Kyle,
What happened?
what are you
Kyle?
talking about? Stop being Captain Literal here. How can you criticize Anthony Barr? I fucking hate the guy. I'm
Yeah,
pretty
he's a
sure
Viking-
he's
he's
a
a
dirty
Packer
player,
fan.
and I don't
Kyle,
like
he's a
Anthony Barr.
Packer fan.
I'm not criticizing the move. Solid deal. If the Packers sign him, I'd be like, no, he's gritty. He's not dirty. Like Dave.
Oh, remember that time the Packers made that splash and signed Jalen Smith? Yeah. So there you go. There's your receipt for that. You sign a guy for $1 million or whatever, and he played 3 downs.
Yeah, and he got $3.
I'm just saying it's the same thing. Why if that guy can't play football at all? At least Barr is still making Pro Bowls. Like,
Wait. Still,
Jalen Smith was cut from the Cowboys with like 2 years left on his contract.
Rob, could you check when the last time he still made Pro Bowl?
Sure.
Because I don't think he's still making them. But
He's 7 years into the league. Of
That's
course,
what I'm
he's probably a
saying.
lot better when he was younger. Yes. Yes, he was a first-round draft pick. I wanted him on draft day, and we wound up with the best guard in football. So I'm not going to complain
if
about
you
it.
signed John Elway to play quarterback, would you be like, he's a 2-time Super Bowl champion? He's made 11 Pro Bowls.
John Elway's 60 years old.
He's washed.
John Elway doesn't play football anymore. Jesus Christ.
The last 2018.
I'm trying to highlight.
3 years
I'm trying
ago,
to
he's in the
highlight-
Pro Bowl.
I'm trying to. Well, that's NFL standards. It's dog years, right? So 21 years ago. he made
Oh
it.
my
he made
God.
He made first 4 and then hasn't been since.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
All right, everybody, calm down. All right, Jesus Christ. I didn't go to the Lakers game because I'm playing the fucking Bobcats.
And that's it for my rundown.
Thank
Back to
God.
you, Dave. That
No
was
kidding.
tough. I laid it on thick there.
There was a couple things that we didn't miss, but you probably it fell under the radar of these things. We didn't talk about Trevor Penning, the offensive lineman for the Saints, getting kicked out of practice, which is crazy because to me he sounds like a guy I want on my team.
Yeah,
like he
and
sounds like a guy like what's
Make
his,
no mistake about it.
what's
I
the guy that
watched,
just retired?
did you watch? Did you read or did you watch? I watched the
I
whole
watched
thing.
me too.
I read the report. I did not
It looks
watch
like to me he's a football player, and his coaches loved every second of it. I don't know what they're talking about
Maybe
in
Dennis
terms of
sounds like
fights. There was no fights. Nobody wanted no smoke with him. All right, so there wasn't no fights. He didn't start anything. I think if it's more telling than anything about like the teammates, like, bro, are they complaining? Because like I remember watching it, and after any of these dust-ups took place, like his line coach was definitely giving him dabs. They were not upset. So held out of practice.
I'm with it.
I think it's just building the legend of what's about to be Trevor Penning, because
you know what the next part is, right? You know what the next part. There's going to come out where he calls somebody something derogatory or something like that, where all of a sudden he's going to get like written out of the league.
It's going to be like the next thing might be like a Pro Bowl or something. Because like he looks like he's ready to go.
There's a Hard Knocks episode where John Gruden was coaching the Raiders, and he was talking. He was talking to Bursett and them, and somebody got in a fight on the field, or whatever safety they signed in the first round. Was hitting he was hitting somebody in practice.
Yeah, I remember that.
Went to him, he's like, dude, listen, you want to do that, that's fine, whatever, but we don't do that to each other here. Where you can go play in the X. He literally told them like they're starting the XFL for that. You can go play over there.
Well, I'm telling you what this dude is doing is he's a rookie and he's probably getting hazed and whatever might come with it. So, and he's like, you know what, you could do that, but
I'm gonna bully you on the field.
I'm gonna play to the whistle. Right. So I'll carry your shoulder pads, but I'm definitely playing to the whistle.
And I'm definitely gonna beat that ass on the field.
We're gonna have that conversation with the coaches, I guess.
So obviously we're talking about Hopkins before, and we've been talking about Kyler Murray. First of all, Nick brought up a really good, juicy thing. I don't know where it's from. Where is it from? It's from Reddit. So it's online. That somebody did research. Ready for this? Somebody did research on Kyler Murray's statistics on weekends that Call of Duty gives out double XP.
Yeah, this is the thing.
So if you don't know what double XP is, it's when you can earn.
When I said something about Madden, it was definitely Call of Duty. Remember yesterday and you were like, Madden comes out in like August.
Yeah, so he's a Call of Duty guy. Yes. So statistically has performed worse on big Call of Duty weekends. This is just, it's math. It's on Reddit and like people have exposed it already. Like, can you imagine like throwing 3 picks and they're like, man, I can't believe Kyler had that bad of a game. Like, why? And they're like, well, he was up until 4:30 in the morning and he got the golden gun. Like, it's like fucking golden eye. Like, he got some new gun and ammo and skin on his Call of Duty guy. Are we kidding? And they just gave this clown $250 million. I mean, oh boy,
look, it's a subreddit psychopath.
Can we please not put fucking Jackson Mahomes on me anymore?
We can't sit here. By the way, it could line up, but it's also and then there's people that and I apologize to Ashley for this one. There's people that believe in like the horoscopes and shit like that. It's like there's people that you could.
Mercury is in retrograde, guys.
Like coincidentally,
everything's about to fall apart.
How many big weekends are there in Call of Duty? Is it like every weekend from November on? Because does Cliff Kingsbury play Call of Duty too?
Oh, here we go. We got inside information from the interns here.
Does Cliff Kingsbury play Call of Duty as well?
So I don't know if he plays Call of Duty, but it's like every few weekends they have like double XP to like level up and like level all your shit up.
So every few weekends.
Doesn't know the playbook, but knows the map.
They take a 3-month
like nobody's business. Knows all the good hiding spots.
This is breaking news right here. This is coming straight from ESPN. Brittany Griner was just found guilty and she's in the process now of looking at the 9-year.
The prosecution. Yeah, now she has to get sentenced. That's tough.
9 years for weed in a foreign country. Well, whatever. That's what they're looking for. That's what they're looking for.
But either way, they were going to prosecute her. Like there's still an offer on the table. So if she gets,
can you imagine being that ruthless?
The reason why they're going
Russia sucks.
I would imagine that there's going to have to be a due process here. She's going to have to get prosecuted and then actually be detained for the amount of time that she is before they start negotiating the bargaining chips here.
Oh yeah, that's probably.
But like, it doesn't mean that she's going to be there for 10 years.
No.
They're going to still try to get.
That's just their way of saying, look, she can
I don't want to make light of it, but get Brittany home.
Leave Brittany alone. Yeah, definitely. I said it. Casey Hammond. Rodgers is out looking for his inner self while Murray is looking for headshots. That's fantastic. Oh my God. One guy is like,
new Call of Duty looks good, so Kyler's in trouble.
Oh man. Well, wait, did they do the map? Is it a new map? Because the last one I played was Verdansk. What was it called? Verdansk? Okay. Whole new Warzone. Oh, shit. Well, I will say this. Warzone got me through the pandemic. I played a lot of Warzone. I never got good, but I played Warzone. I was killed a zillion times. probably, my best game was like, I got like 4 kills. Like, and I was like, oh, look at me. I'm the man. But
you gotta go with Kyler on this one. But go ahead.
Who would you rather have, Kyler playing or Harden at a strip club? Harden at a strip club. Because at least they have a closing time. They have a closing time.
I'd much rather
strip
have
clubs
my
close at
quarterback
2. You can play Call of Duty all night
than drinking Hennessy at the fucking strip club.
Harden's
with Lil Baby.
2 different sports.
You're right.
I think
2 different sports. He said
2 different sports, though.
Thank you, Kyle. Dak Prescott, 0 distractions. At least some quarterbacks. What?
But I mean, like, preparation wise.
What do you say?
I think it's 2
of
different
course,
situations.
of course. It's 2 different sports. He said. I was like, oh, I had no idea that basketball and football are separate. But
no shit.
But no, I agree. The preparation wise, but I don't think that. I think you have to assume that, right?
Yeah,
that it's different.
I still can't get over this.
But like when you're out partying, like you could play video games and relax. It could be like a relaxing.
That is not relaxing.
You could get caught away with it.
Not relaxing. I remember I had to drink beers just to calm down because I was like ready to. Oh, the words I would tell these 12-year-old kids.
Because you're probably not that good at
you
it.
Son of a bitch.
You're probably like Kyler is clearly
I've never played.
All he does is study Call of Duty, so he's probably good at it. So it's fun. If you're good at something, he has fun doing
you know what? You want the ultimate flex, Kyler? The first touchdown you run in this year, you got to do like a revive or something like that to himself or some kind of Call of Duty thing where he's just like, yeah, bitch, I scored and I play Call of Duty. One more thing about those beloved Cardinals, because they're just the topic of conversation right now. Hollywood Brown, can we not drive this fast, you clown show?
How fast was it?
Criminal speeding, 20 miles per hour over the speed limit, which is where it starts. What I've read is 120. Like, what are we doing here? Like, this is what I'm saying, man. It's like these kids, they don't know what they have until they don't have it anymore. So now he's got another court hearing on the 23rd about it. When you speed like that, first of all, have you not learned a lesson about what Ruggs just did? He just killed the person. He'll never play football again. And now Hollywood Brown, which cut from the same cloth as Antonio Brown, let's all call it how we see it. Those guys are all lunatics. You can't drive like that, bro. Stop. Go call an Uber. Call a driver. Call somebody. You got all the money in the world. Do that. Stop trying to flex with a car. You're going to hurt somebody, man.
I cannot put Hollywood Brown in the same like.
I will if
they're cousins. But like, I mean, Hollywood Brown shouldn't be driving 120 miles an hour, but it is in Arizona.
But he's in that tent city county too, so it's ridiculous. You never seen like them jail shows? The Maricopa County. That's what where the sheriff like runs that whole thing. Like people are petrified.
So my imagine, if I think of Arizona, I just think of like nothing and then just one road down the desert. So if that's where he was, and there was some, he
might have killed an armadillo or some shit. Right? Like you got to be careful. But still, man, you can kill yourself, bro. You can kill yourself.
No, it's not a good thing.
You can't do that,
bro. If you're out in the desert,
sometimes my car goes past 80, I'm like, whoa, shit. Calm down.
I have some advice for Hollywood. The next time you're out in the desert, see your boy Aubrey or my boy or Aaron's boy and just do some fucking ayahuasca.
Yeah, and then he'll drive on that shit, and then the rest is going to be history for his career. And just circling back real quick with Gerrit Cole, I'm not worried, but for God's sakes, like Montas finally gets his first start on Sunday. They decided to trade away Montgomery. Nobody really understands the trade still. Like it's been days now, and people are like, "Why did this happen?" Because in my world, in reality, I think that when the Yankees get to the playoffs, which right now it's probably like a 98% chance they make it.
I agree with them making this trade. Just so
because I'm thinking that Montgomery wouldn't get any time.
That's what I said
in the playoffs.
Like Montgomery said yesterday. Like, at what point are you like, oh, word, Montgomery's going in Game 4? That's a fucking. That's desperation.
I feel
that's
bad,
not a luxury at all.
Like to see the post.
The Yankees are not playing.
The interview and Montgomery just got shattered. What?
Oh, poor him.
No. Yeah, but even Herman might not be in there.
Not one bit. Not even a shred.
In the playoffs, it's like this. It'll be Cole. It'll be Montas. It'll be Sev because he'll be back. And it'll be probably Nestor Cortez. Those are your 4. You're not going to get to a 5th starter in the playoffs. It just doesn't happen.
And you know who's going to play in every game? In center field, probably one of the most important positions. Bader. Yeah. And he's going to play. If you saw what Matt Carpenter said yesterday, I think that's the reason why this trade makes sense. You have like a premier elite center fielder for a guy that's like a fifth starter on almost any team he plays for. It's not like he's going somewhere and he's the 3. He's going to be the 4th or 5th guy anywhere.
Kyle just said it. They don't hit for Montgomery either. I think you said that yesterday, Nick. That it's like the DeGrom treatment, like they just can't hit when this guy's on the mound. That sucks for him.
In his last 6 starts.
So all right.
I think Hawaii Mike brought that up yesterday.
I understand that, and that's tough. Hard luck on Montgomery. That sucks, right? But when that's a trend and the Yankees don't hit when he pitches, then now he doesn't pitch for them anymore, so they won't not hit anymore.
On those days, sense? That's just math.
Like how long is it going to be where this guy gets no run support for a certain team? Is that just the way it lines up in their, like
right.
I know that it doesn't mean anything.
Let's segue over to one more topic in the NFL, and obviously that's Mr. Deshaun Watson. So we brushed over it before. Deshaun Watson is now not in the clear. Everybody thought it was just going to be a 6th game, and that's the end of it. NFL comes back down, says, not so fast. And this goes back to what I was saying when this suspension came down. I said, you either suspend him for 0 or you suspend him for everything, because you can't just meet in the middle because you're trying to save face. This is the NFL actually saying, hey, look, we're not as big a piece of shit as everybody thinks we are. Because
no, they are.
No, but I'm saying, like, I think that this is them trying to really save face. Like, this is Goodell saying, look. I'm sorry. This ruling from this judge is not enough for somebody that just tarnished the shield or tried to tarnish the shield.
To me, it's the opposite. To me, it's Goodell and the NFL trying to take power back. In this situation, that's exactly what it is. So to me, you have Goodell that's being the decider. You're telling me that the judge that went to whatever school they went to and did all what they had to do in the legal system to get to the point that they're at to be a judge, her ruling is shit, and Roger Goodell is going to come in and say, no. Like, based off of the evidence and the facts, maybe it was the 5 cases, but that's what the NFL presented to them. So in the appeal, Roger Goodell can't even factor in another shred of anything. It's only the 5, right? So
realize what you just said, though? It's only the 5.
No, Dave.
You know what I'm saying?
Dave.
But no, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's crazy that we're even saying
that. What's the difference? What
if it's 1, it should be something crazy.
No, it should not. Not if they investigated it and then they found out 6 games. I'm not saying we don't know enough, right? So to sit here and say, 5, that's a lot. It could be 5 terrible people that accused him, like way worse than him. Do you know one of them?
No.
Right?
I'm not in the room. I'm not in the courtroom.
Exactly. So
maybe these are some egregious things.
But I don't think it's the NFL saying, like, you know what, we're saving face here. The NFL only cares about one thing and one thing only, and that's money. It's
if that's the case, then he'd be not suspended, because him on the field draws more ratings than him off the field.
I think
that's the truth. Is it not? For Cleveland,
the owners,
Cleveland's market sucks
right now. It's like the writing is on the wall. To me, it's going to be a full year, because if that's what
the
NFL is pushing for, the NFL is pushing for an indefinite suspension, which is typically a year, and a heavy fine. And the guy that's overseeing it works, he's employed by the owners. It's Roger Goodell. So if that's what the NFL wants, then Roger Goodell is the guy that decides it. That's what they're going to get. It's not like he's going to be like, you know what? And this is final, which I feel like it's opposite.
All right, go ahead.
It should be Goodell and the NFL decide what happens, and then the actual judge oversees the appeal. Because
you're right. 100%. I don't think Roger Goodell, the commissioner of the NFL, should be the judge, jury, and executioner at all. Hawaii Mike came in and said the judge had access to all the presented information, so we know that already. What I think is going to happen is this, and I'm not paraphrasing. I'm just making an example here. The 6 games that he got suspended for, right? Goodell's going to be like, basically, in layman's terms of how we speak to each other. No, fuck that. It's a year. That's, without any but there's other cases. And it's almost like, I'm done with this guy. He's out for a year.
Or what it's going to be is they're going to add up the contract and the games that he's that it should be, right? And they're going to give him a stiff fine that what those games would have cost him. Does that make sense?
Can he play while this is under investigation right now?
Yes, that's the problem.
But it's not going to happen. I read the whole article.
2017 happened to Zeke.
Yeah.
All the appeals and shit, the second Supreme Court's blah, blah, blah.
This is
throughout the whole thing
6 years ago, they've since have done a lot of these things where there's been an appeal, and they expedite this shit now because of the debacle that went down.
Well, bro, they got a month, if not less, to get this done.
I read the article.
This ain't going down to federal.
What do you think is going to happen? Everything was saw already. Everything. It's literally going to be like.
Well, you just said it's going to be Goodell flexing his muscle
Well,
here. That's what's going to happen.
So it doesn't need to take a month. Goodell, they already know what they're going to do. This is going to be expedited. It's going down.
So then this happens this week. What's the holdup? You know what I mean? Like within the next, I want to say 24 hours, it'll be done. We'll find out exactly what he's going to get because Goodell doesn't have to. Goodell already knew everything that's happened. You know, he already saw the information. He saw everything that was presented. He was sitting in the courtroom or if it even is a courtroom, this judge who saw everything, the 5 cases or whatever the case may be, she saw it. She didn't like it.
Casey Hammond's comment for the win.
Oh my God, dude.
with plain white towels from
it fixed racism. Listen, it fixed racism. So maybe that is a thing.
Hot towel. They got
hot
women.
towels.
Oh God, this is
We'll be
going
giving
off
out
the
hot
rails.
towels today.
Oh my God. All right. Anyway, so let's see what we'll find out.
Little bottles of lotion.
Holy shit. Anyway, that's great, Casey, for the win. Once again, he always kills it. Anyway, that's that. That is that. We're going to get into the Chiefs in a minute. I also just want to tell you that this episode is being brought to you in part by Michael Fusco and the Fusco Insurance Agency. Be sure to give him a call, 718-701-5787. And he's doing insurance. He's helping you out with retirement funds. He's doing all that stuff. The guy doesn't stop. There's more things to come from Michael Fusco. He's adding to stuff, but go over to FuscoInsuranceAgency.com for all that information. Now, Gooch has something for your grundle.
Yes, this episode is also brought to you by my clean-shaven nutsack, courtesy of Manscaped.com. Use the promo code ShopSports. You get 20% off your entire order, and you get 100% off of the hair on your nutsack. So,
is it 100?
Use the promo code ShopSports. 98, and they guarantee to reduce the risk of nicks and cuts. Look, you never go full bald. You ever see
Entourage?
No, well,
I'm immature.
I've seen Entourage, but I was going more like Tropic Thunder. You never go full bald.
Oh, don't go.
I'm not going to go there, but
great
movie.
Great movie.
What do you mean, you people?
So
you never go full bald because that's just weird.
Thanks a lot, Drama. Anyway, so that's our sponsors for today. And of course, you saw earlier that Absolute Eyewear was on our scroll. So be sure to go check those guys out. Also, our friends over at Dat Chat. Go check out their social media stuff. I was talking to Chris. I was trying to explain to Chris, but again, NFTs still not in the realm of my knowledge, but they're out there. So even Mr. Gooch, the legend that is, all your paintings, turn them into NFTs, become a millionaire. Because I've seen some of your dad's work and it's incredible shit. But yeah, so that's that. And of course, HaterFantasySports.com, which tomorrow, live from Chop Studios, we'll be shooting a commercial for his website. So I'm excited about that. I get to be a little producer, put on a headset. Even I won't put on a headset, but you know what I mean? I'll be here for that. So that'll be pretty cool for Chop Studios as well. So let's head on over to the 2022 Kansas City Chiefs as we conclude the AFC today with the reigning, defending AFC West champion, Kansas City Chiefs, led by, of course, Andy Reid, coming into his 82nd year in the NFL. I feel like he's been there forever. Wow. Okay. So they're right off the rip. Kansas City is plus 170 to not make the playoffs. Well, it could, I don't want to say it's a possibility, but let's go over this because it's a little tighter than you think. I don't think their offense is going to struggle, but their defense might be a little in trouble. Key losses here.
So they just sentenced her to 9 years just now.
Wow. Whew. Damn, bro.
So now, how does Pat Mahomes now?
Insensitive prick. No, but oh shit, man. I mean, how do you bounce back from that? Anyway, so to the greatest quarterback going in the NFL.
Kidney stone?
You all right?
Yeah.
All right. You made him laugh so hard it hurt himself.
Mine's only gonna last 9 seconds.
Yeah, payback's a bitch for earlier, buddy. I hope you sit there and grovel in pain for a little while. We won't get into that joke. But anyway, back to the Kansas City Chiefs, ladies and gentlemen. So Patrick Mahomes. What are you gonna do? Anyway. What are you gonna do?
Chiefs.
So anyway, Chiefs. AJ already bet the odds. Double dare you? No, I triple dog dare you. That's assault, brother. So go get that, Kyle. Go get those plus 170 odds to not make the playoffs. That's insane to me. But is it? So here's the key losses. Everybody knows. Tyreek Hill, goodbye, goes to Miami. The Honey Badger, goodbye, goes to New Orleans. I'm never going to be able to clip this up, by the way.
Scoob coming in and saying side bet, Kansas City easily makes the playoffs.
Oh my god!
I don't know about easily.
Ooh.
Oh, look at this. Loser gets a tattoo. Oh, here we go again with the tattoos, Kyle. I mean, we all know that's what gave you your claim to fame is your Oral Roberts tramp stamp, by the way, that you have going on there.
That's not a tramp stamp. That is on his full-on booty cheek.
Oh God!
I'll take that bet.
Oh, really?
I'll take that bet, Kyle.
So there we go.
If you pay for the tattoo, I'll take that bet.
So wait, hold, time out. So the bet is you're taking him to go to the playoffs,
Yes.
and he's taking him not to go to the playoffs,
I'm
and the
pretty
loser
sure,
of the bet
yes.
has to get a
In
tattoo.
a non-visible place, it says.
So you're gonna get it right on your ass
No,
cheek.
he's gonna get it right on.
Well,
his-
whoever loses is gonna get it on their ass cheek.
No, well, it's my choice where he gets it. It doesn't have to be on his ass
My
cheek.
body,
It
my
just gotta-
choice.
Oh, it's got to be a
in a-
tattoo of Jackson Mahomes doing his TikTok dance.
Oh my
Ooh,
God!
yes.
What a great tattoo.
Bro, there it is, right there. That's the bet, right there.
Oh man.
Okay.
Anyway, so back to the losses. We were talking.
Casey Hammond.
I'm never gonna be able to get through this.
Go ahead.
What was it? Such an easy bet. Tattoo of Jackson Mahomes. There it is. Boom, done. Size of a dinner plate. So he wants a massive. Not how big is your asses?
Where's this non-visible place supposed to be? My back?
That's visible. That's visible. Oh my God. Anyway, key losses, as we were saying before. Tyreek Hill to Miami, Honey Badger to New Orleans. Melvin Ingram, he leaves too. Byron Pringle, nobody really cares. Demarcus Robinson, receiver. Second receiver gone. Third receiver gone. So it's like, okay, all of a sudden the receivers are leaving, but here's where we recoup. Juju Smith-Schuster, who was, again, I don't want to say he was lost in the depth chart in Pittsburgh because he was technically like a number 2, but, you know,
Injured.
What?
Yeah, the injury.
Yeah, that too. But I'm saying, like, he's just, I don't know. He wasn't. Everybody started not liking Juju because of the fact that he was basically Jackson Mahomes a Jace, and they were, you know, doing their little dances and shit. And people, he lost the locker room a little bit. I firmly believe there's a lot of guys in that Pittsburgh locker room that are probably rolling their eyes, like, stop
He
this
fumbled
shit.
the ball against the Ravens with like 2 minutes.
Well, whatever
left,
the case may
and then
be.
we could have went to the playoffs.
Right. So anyway, so
Did
Juju.
Did he do a TikTok? Like, he fumble it and was like,
But he probably danced on the logo in the pregame or
Yeah,
whatever, you know what he does.
stupid.
That piece of-
Juju Smith-Schuster is one of the guys they bring in. Carlos Dunlap to help on the edge. Ready for this underrated, under the radar signing that I didn't know about until I actually looked today. Rojo, Ronald Jones II is there.
Oh, really?
So he's backing up CEH. So that's a nice little tandem. We'll get
Side
into
note,
it. And
how
of
do
course,
how do you become a second and not a junior?
you can do whatever you want.
That's true too.
Prince turned his name into just Prince.
I'm a junior.
I'm not a junior. My dad's name is Dave Sturcio as well.
So
How do you
you're,
like that?
so you're the second.
Well, no, because I have a middle name difference.
Ah.
My dad actually grew up thinking his middle name was Robert. It turns out grandma, right before she left us, said, like, you don't have a middle name. And my dad's like, wait, what? So, and that's not, obviously, I don't have the same middle name as him, nor does he have a middle name. Anyway, so also Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
MVS.
Valdez-Scantling? Wow. He's there as well. Their draft, I feel like they crushed it. And I know that their draft capital was at the back end of all these rounds, but they had 2 first-round picks. They get Trent McDuffie, the cornerback, with the 21st overall. And then George, try this one. Karlaftis? Sure. So anyway, defensive edge rusher from Purdue.
Yeah.
Then the splash, I think, and I wanted them badly on the Cowboys, especially this late, was Sky Moore, receiver coming out of Western Michigan. And then they bring in a safety, Brian Cook, out of Cincy, who, by the way, might actually be starting, or at least in the realm of, not him, I'm sorry. Trent McDuffie is going to be thrown right into the Wolves.
I mean, maybe the safety too.
They
Lost Honey Badger.
Yeah, but they got Justin Reed and Thornhill, so they're fine at safety.
What was the guy's name? Jorgensen or
Remember him? Sonny Jurgens? No, it wasn't Sonny.
it was number 49 on the Chiefs.
Yeah, the white dude.
All you see is him getting cooked every play.
Yeah, but I thought he laid the wood too.
That's
so it was
true
like
too.
catching. It was like
He
little
wears
catch
yellow
22.
gloves. So
That's
you can
very,
double-edged
very
sword.
stereotypical.
And Anand coming in. I almost said Anand as if I don't know the guy. Anand coming in and says Rojo might not make the roster. All right, well, we'll see. Wait, Pecky, is that the guy from Rutgers?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Nice. Pacheco. I like it. Third round. Chanel. Remember that name? Inside linebacker from Wisconsin. I was going to write him down, but then I just carried on living my life. But anyway, so back to the offensive side of the ball. Obviously, Mahomes, Chad Henne, biggest paid backup in the world right now. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Rojo. They also have Jerick McKinnon, too. So they got a nice little, almost like a foursome of running backs that can all be effective in the right situations. The receiving core, as much as they've lost Tyreek Hill, I feel like they did a decent job replacing him with a couple guys. So Juju, Miko Hardman, who, by the way, is like a 99 speed in Madden too, so he's just as fast. Scantling, Josh Gordon. We all forget about the high one, Josh Gordon. He's back. No weed charges anymore. He's playing. And, of course, Sky Moore. And how about the best tight end in football, Travis Kelce? And their offensive line, they're good, led by Orlando Brown, youngish. But overall, I think their offense is going to hum. They're going to hum. It's Patrick Mahomes, no doubt about it. When you flip over to the defensive side of the ball, like I said, their defensive lineman they just drafted, and then you got Jones, Frank Clark. So their defensive line is good. Their linebackers, as Kyle just stated, they did draft one in the 3rd round, but I feel like they're very young, a bunch of quote no-namers, and I'm not going to say like, oh, they're just nobodies. I'm saying like nobody really knows about them yet.
Is going to struggle.
And their cornerbacks led by Trent McDuffie and Snead, and then Justin Reed and Thornhill. So, and by the way, one of the best kickers in football, Harrison Butker. So when you look at this team, that's the first thing that pops out at you is their defense is just kind of
I think there's a couple things. One, they have Pat Mahomes, so they're going to be competitive. They're going to be competitive in almost every game, but they're going to give up a ton of points. So that's the thing. The first thing that I think of is like over every week. The Chiefs over-under is going to be high because they're not going to stop anybody, at least in the beginning. Spagnuolo did a good job last year with the parts that they had, but they were able to add some key pieces mid-season in the Melvin Ingram edition. I think when you look at what they did with that defense since the addition of Melvin Ingram, it was the tale of two cities right there, two defenses. They were terrible, 31st in all of football. And then from that point on, I mean, Daniel Jones and then a Jordan Love matchup right at that time did help them get things going.
Sometimes you need that.
But you needed it. And the Chiefs rattled off. Like they're with Mahomes, they have the ability to rattle off 8-9 wins in a row just if he gets hot. I think you could probably see the interception totals maybe go down a little bit and his efficiency go up with the exit of a deep threat and the addition of a Juju who's going to be running a lot more intermediate routes.
I think they still have a deep threat in Hardman. I honestly do.
But he's not Tyreek Hill. I just think the philosophy in Kansas City is going to be a little bit different this year. It has to be.
What are your expectations out of Hilaire?
Nothing. I don't really expect much. I think that there's guys on that roster, or there have been each season that he's been there that have probably been a little bit better than him, and for whatever reason, he gets the bulk of the carries. I think Damian Williams is better, or Darrell Williams.
Both Williams are gone. So yeah.
But of course, and they ended up getting paid to be somewhere else. They'll probably be better than the back that they're underneath as well. I think the Chiefs are going to struggle. I don't think they're going to win the division this year. I do think that they're going to be a playoff team, only because I can't really look at some of these other teams that haven't really gotten over that hump yet that they're going to overtake the Chiefs. The Chiefs are still going to win 10 games, and that should be enough to get them in.
But yes, the win total is 10.5. So let's go over it.
I didn't say they were only going to win 10. I think they're at least going to win 10.
Jarrett McKinnon was a beast down the stretch. Absolutely, AJ. And then Danny DeJesus saying you can't replace a 3-yard slant to the crib.
He's right.
He's not wrong. Like I said, those drag routes, those slant routes were beautiful for those things, and behind the back passes and all that shit to Tyreek Hill. He takes off and he's gone. But we'll see. Their roster doesn't give him. I don't believe that either. Kyle, as far as their offensive line, very young. Orlando Brown is obviously who he is, son of the senior. But other than that, I look at that offensive line and they're good. They're serviceable. Ranked number 9. I don't know. That might be a little sus. But their schedule, not easy. Okay. Week 1, they'll take
a run block. They can pass block good. That's what I think.
Future home of Zeke then. Like that. I can see. I'm like B-Rabbit. I can kind of use my own things against me. Arizona, week 1 at Arizona. Kyler Murray's going to be up all night playing Call of Duty. They get that win, right?
No. That's not that weekend. I think you got to check the weekend.
Oh, you mean double XP weekend? This guy's didn't check. So at Arizona, I think they get that win. I think they start off 2-0. They go home and they play the Chargers. I think they get that win too. I think, again, these division games, I want to say split with all their division games. I don't see them sweeping anybody. Is everything all right over there?
They're checking the Call of Duty. They're
actually it's not out yet.
All right, so we'll figure that out as we go. Now I want Kyle and AJ and everybody involved over at the Sauce Network, when they're hedging their bets, when they're handicapping these games, take that into consideration. I truly believe that's a thing. But anyway, a 2-0 start, I think, right? Then you come out, it's at Indy, at Tampa. My God, that's not going to be easy, especially if you think that there's going to be a lot of overs hit. These other offenses are going to hit. The Colts offense is going to be good. Tampa Bay is obviously Tampa Bay. I don't believe in them as much as everybody else does, but I still think they're going to be able to sling the ball. They go back home to play 2 games, Vegas, Buffalo.
Yeah, they're not
bro.
winning 10 games. Chiefs ain't making the playoffs.
That's what I'm saying. Ready for this, though? Wait until you get to the end. So, right, Tampa, Vegas, Buffalo, San Fran. Then they go to their bye, right? After their bye, they get Tennessee, the Jaguars. Then they got to go to LA to play the Chargers. Then they got to play the Rams, right? So look at this. Like, then they got to go to Cincinnati. Like, the Chiefs drew a shitty hand here. If somebody wants to look up the strength of schedule, they got to be in the higher percentage, maybe the top 5 fifth hardest schedule right now. Yeah. So I even think it's more than that.
Who the fuck has the first?
They end. I don't know. They end their year with Denver and Vegas. Now, call me insane.
That's a tough schedule.
That's a very, very tough schedule. And I love this offense. Don't get me wrong. And I love Patrick Mahomes and everything that he does, except for his girlfriend, wife, whatever. She's annoying.
Cowboys strength of schedule ranked 31st.
Hell yeah, boy. That's why I think the Cowboys might win 12 games.
How do you win your division and the next year get the fucking
because
31st?
They play in that division. So there you go. Anyway, so back to the Chiefs. I firmly believe now this is going to sound ridiculous. Now, the over-under set at 10.5, and those games that are on this schedule, especially the road ones, are not easy. When they got to go to Cincy, they got to go to San Francisco, they got to go to the Chargers, obviously, because they're in the division. But even all the division road games are going to be tough. I want to say that the floor, I gave them like a certain amount of layups, but not. It's like I'm hovering around 8, bro, which is like, whoa. That means they got to go steal some of these games on the road, and they got to beat guys like Tom Brady in Tampa to get themselves to the 10 or 11 mark. I don't know if that happens, bro. I really don't know. Look, I'm a big Mahomes guy, and I've never seen a bad team under Andy Reid except for his, beginning years with Philly. But even though those guys were winning divisions, I find it hard pressed that they would lose that many games. However, when they play in a division like this, now I raise this question as we kind of put the bow on the Chiefs, but that kind of look at the AFC West as a whole because we covered all the teams this week. Are the Chargers, to you, the favorite to win this AFC West?
Easily.
Yeah,
easily.
Okay. But where do you find the Chiefs in this division? It's tough, right? It's a lot tougher than we thought. When we thought, it's the Chiefs. They're going to rock and roll.
Man.
Like,
I don't know,
man.
It's hard for me to sit here and pick the division winner without doing the week-to-week thing and actually seeing when the games line up. I can't have, we could line up all these teams and be like, they're all going to get 10 wins. And then they just, there's not enough wins and losses to line up with what's actually in reality because.
Well, if you had to just take a look at the 4 teams, we've covered them all. You think the Chargers win this one easily, but do you think that, all right, just point blank, yes or no answers, are the Chiefs better than the Broncos? It's tough, right? Are the Chiefs better than the Raiders?
They're all tied for second. It's hard to tell.
I said that the other day.
It's hard to tell. I'm flipping a coin.
Imagine the AFC West,
with
every
Chiefs,
team winning 10 games.
I go with the Chiefs over those 2 teams because
Mahomes.
The Mahomes factor and Andy Reid factor, they've played together a while and had success. I believe in Spagnuolo's ability to coach a defense. There's a lot of unknowns surrounding what the Raiders are able to do as a unit with McDaniels back, or McDaniels is the head coach. Denver with the new coach, new quarterback. I said new system for everybody. Mm-hmm. And then I think that the clear-cut favorites is eliminating from this conversation is the Chargers.
First of all, Scoop, I didn't. I did pick them to go 17-0 last year.
Look,
I did do that.
I'm not talking about. He asked me a question, not like, what do you think the odds are? Like, the odds are what the odds are. The Chiefs are favored to win the division, but that's because the public is riding the
betting
Chiefs.
Heavy with Mahomes. Yeah.
I don't know. I think this is one where you might want to fade the public.
Okay. So now, as we move off the Chiefs and talk about the AFC as a whole, we've covered all the teams from the worst one all the way up to the best. Gooch, I ask you first, who's coming out of the AFC?
I'm not going to say Buffalo because that's what everybody's going to say. And I know, not to spoiler alert, you're probably saying Buffalo, right?
Maybe I've changed my tune.
But we all kind of agree that it's Buffalo's the team to beat out in the AFC this year. And then the consensus darling or chick pick would probably be the Chargers. The Colts are definitely in the mix to me.
You think Matty Ice, huh?
And then, I just think that the sum of all parts, adding Matty Ice to the mix, if they could ever just beat Jacksonville. But all that said, Buffalo.
Kyle says, I think there's a possibility that both teams in the AFC Championship last year missed the playoffs, both Chiefs and the Bengals. I don't know if that's ever happened. I honestly, and he's asking too.
Yeah, I'm looking.
I think
the Bengals have a little bit better of a chance.
I don't
to
think
make
the Bengals
playoffs.
miss the playoffs.
I think they have a better chance to make the playoffs than the Chiefs do at this point, looking at the schedule. And then
it's 2 R's and arrested.
Thanks.
He's trying to write something in there. Is that really happening?
Yes.
What happened?
Mon Chumper was arrested in Texas for trying to sneak 6 ounces of weed through security.
9 years. Put him in jail. Just kidding.
Well, let's see if these politicians all put their money where their mouth is, and if somebody's being illegally detained for weed, then Iman Shumpert shouldn't be illegally detained for 9 ounces of weed.
6.
60.
6.
6.
If it was 60, he'd be fucking.
But like
I don't know where I was
all
going
it
with
would
that.
be was that he would have just a little
we're
more
allowed
weed.
to have like I think it's like 4. You're allowed to have 4 in the car. It might even be 6.
You're allowed to have it in the car?
Bro, I can. Yeah, bro.
What are you gonna do? How else are you gonna get it there?
I don't know.
Amazon.
Amazon.
But you can have. I think. I'm pretty sure you can have up to 6 in the car. With
You have to get a horse and buggy if you want to fucking.
You still got to put
bring
it
weed to your house.
in your pocket.
So
your boxers,
Kyle
bro.
coming in with his AFC predictions, I guess, off the rib real quick. He's got the Ravens, the Bills, the Titans, the Colts, the Chargers, the Raiders, and either the Dolphins or the Browns. Chiefs and Bengals miss. You think, first of all,
I mean, I don't. There's not one bad.
how
team.
the Titans and the
How do you
Colts?
have the
I mean,
Dolphins in?
why not?
Why not?
No way, dude. I don't see it. I don't.
The
believe
Dolphins
you
have
do
had a top
I
5
like the
defense
Dolphins
for
to
3
make the
years in a
playoffs
row.
this year.
They got
Absolutely.
better.
I
And
don't see it.
there's no more distractions of that owner. He's going to be around until Halloween.
Oh man.
No, we got an owner that's willing to do whatever it takes to win.
Wow. And so he's got the Tom Brady effect. He tried to get Tom Brady. Like the guy tried to get. I like the Dolphins this year, man. I went on record to say that.
I'm not going to argue any of that with Kyle. I mean, like
You misspelled Jaguars.
I say Denver. You might be able to put Denver
There's no-
in the or
Also,
instead of the Browns.
and yeah, I was gonna say you cannot predict the Browns anymore because now you really don't know how many games their quarterback's gonna miss. And even if it's the stagnant 6, if they don't go 3-3 without him, there is 0.0 chance they're making the playoffs.
I'm not
0.0.
as high on the Titans as Kyle is, but I do think that their defense and their coaching staff is like just underrated. And
They
we'll
flew
probably-
high last
they've
year.
been the same thing. I haven't believed in the Titans ever for any given season, and they always prove me wrong. So maybe this year I'll be right finally.
I will just piggyback off of what you were saying. I do like the Bills to be the team in the AFC this year. I think they're due. I think Josh Allen is just all world, and he's going to probably prove that after this year, Josh Allen will be in the conversation of best quarterback in football after this year. Like he's already up there in the I want to say the top 3, top 4. But I think after this year, they're going to be like, yeah, there's no debate about it. Josh Allen's that dude. Stephon Diggs gonna have another big year. The running game got better. I just like the Bills. The Bills are probably going to take it in the AFC. That's my pick. That's my pick right now. We will do official picks right before the season. We're going to go week by week.
I didn't even really make a pick. I named 3 teams. And I
That's
think
what I'm saying. Well, we named a lot of teams here.
Yeah, I'm not. It's hard for me to make a pick now. I got to go actually through it.
Yeah,
I'm not doing that this year anymore. By the way, no more Friday picks. I'll give my. I'm not picking on Friday.
We're just going to just turn the show
Why
over.
can't I pick? I'll pick.
You
I'll
could,
be here.
you guys could pick if you want. I'm just not making my picks that are going to go on record.
How will they
on
get your
Friday.
picks, Gooch?
I'll fucking make my pick and put it on Patreon.
There you
I
go.
was trying to lay you up for that, but
Oh well, I'm not. I was never the basketball player, and definitely not hitting layups. But I'll cover you and get rebounds.
oh my
Good
god,
facilitator. But anyway, I have a question. Speaking of basketball, this is
I worked out with Chris
Beautiful
Payne. I worked out
transition.
with Chris Payne this morning, and he was like, he hasn't been able to watch the show
Well,
in
it
a long
was
time.
a beautiful transition.
Sorry, but this is because it goes back to what you just said. Like, oh, I'll cover you, and he goes, hey, does Gooch actually think he can cover people in football, or is that just like for the show? And I was like, I actually think he can cover
Chris
people.
Payne even have the grounds to even say that? Chris Payne, I will fucking shut you down easily.
See, here's the thing: Chris Payne didn't say I can run a route. Like he's not saying that. He's asking about you as on the show as per real life. I said no.
But, like-
what you see is what you get at a Gooch.
Okay, fair.
That was the question.
But-
Not
but
let's get defensive. I can go for you,
no,
bro.
No. Because
Good
the
Lord.
nature of the way you said that, does he actually think would lean to me that like there was a little like shred of because he doesn't think
He was asking
So,
a question. If you were
yeah,
the same
does
person
he
you are
actually
on and
think
off the
he
show.
can means like does he think I can't? That's the way I went with that.
Of course you did, because that's who you are.
Yeah,
You're
so yes,
competitive.
I feel
and
challenged now. Chris Payne, if your back ever feels better,
hey, listen, he was lifting the weights with me today, so he was doing fine.
officer.
Watch out for coming soon. Ready for this tag team name, Rob?
Yeah.
For the comeback for the tour, we are going to be the Mega Fathers instead of the Mega Powers. We're just the Mega Fathers. I like it. We're going to get custom boots made with the New Balance. It's gonna be good.
Oof.
I'm kidding. I'm not doing any of that.
So
Anyway,
back
your
to my
transition
smooth
of first.
transition.
Yes.
Um,
Rise of Cleats. Don't poke the bear. That's the next movie.
Yeah.
The Rise of Cleats.
I still think that the way I took that, I was right, 100%. But that's besides.
Breaking news: Gooch thinks he's right. Go ahead with your transition.
Who would win in one-on-one?
Me.
Dave's talking about pool basketball again.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. I'll back it down under the rack.
In real basketball, who would win in an NBA out of NBA players? Like, who's the best one-on-one player of all time or right now? And better yet, more specific, who's better at one-on-one? Who would win? Dwight Howard or Chris Paul?
And when you asked me that, I thought that, when I walked in, he's like, I got this debate, and you asked me, and I was like, I'm like, it's
a tough one.
And I hesitated because I'm like, well, Howard will crush this dude underneath, but then will Paul kind of run circles around Howard? That's a tough one. I think it's a tough one, but I would probably Rob said earlier. He said that if Chris Paul were to miss one shot, and Dwight Howard gets the ball, how are you gonna not get back down for the rest of time?
He goofy down low. Right there. No, I mean
Dwight. So people are coming in for Dwight right away.
I agree. It's Dwight Howard. But then
Scoop,
we start getting deeper. Like if you started to just make a tournament and you put all the NBA players in it, who's the one seed? Giannis, Embiid. Like how do you beat Embiid?
He's a freak.
Giannis is the
freak.
So, Luka.
Now, so
LeBron,
do you lean towards that style of player?
I mean, a guy is 6'11", but you can't really count KD. I mean, how did you beat KD? If you don't get the ball first, he's going to hit every shot.
Sniper.
Yeah, that's true too.
He's KD sniper Trey 3-5 or whatever, right? Anyway,
Billy Ho. I would.
Shaq would never lose in a one-on-one match.
That's fact. So once he gets the ball, it's over. It's a wrap.
In a one-on-one match.
But here's the thing. You said match. Here's the thing. What would you do for a Klondike bar? No, what would you do for in regards to Shaq? If he don't get the ball first, he ain't covering anybody. Unless they go underneath, he'll swat him away. But he's 400 pounds.
Now the next question is it street rules?
No,
is it
playing prison rules? Are we
the Tyson element to it?
Because you ever watch basketball players play one-on-one? It's they don't go after rebounds. If you miss a shot, it's the next person's ball.
So basically every NBA game ever.
Pretty much.
Nobody goes after.
No.
Remember the whole follow the shot thing?
So
that's how.
Why does an All-Star Weekend do this? Do you think the players are too afraid?
100%, because they would get fucking TikTok roasted for.
Make a name for yourself, who would go do Dame would play you in one-on-one. Who's willing to lay it all on the line? Even golfers play one-on-one. The fuck? Go play basketball one-on-one. Why is it if you're that guy and you're the best, then go play the other guys that are the best?
Yeah, but some basketball players look at John Stockton. He didn't really score points.
So are we just are we omitting the fact that probably LeBron will win this whole thing?
No, I said LeBron was one of the first guys that I said,
but
I don't know
that part.
Right now, year 20 LeBron.
I would take Giannis.
Giannis is going to probably eat his lunch
because he could shoot and.
I always like that phrase. I don't know why.
Defense.
I wonder who came up with that. Who came up with that? Did somebody once say? Well, I mean, it's a phrase. Everybody they use it, but I know who was the first person to be like, yeah, man, I'll eat his lunch.
Who
it's like,
who coined the phrase?
Yeah, who coined the phrase?
Who coined the phrase? Eat his lunch.
I don't know, but I like it. But anyway, that's our AFC coverage for this football season. Me and Gooch will make our standings and picks and all that shit later on in the month of August. Next week starts the NFC, stuff that I think me and Gooch are a little bit more versed in, to be honest with you. We pay attention a little bit more to the NFC because, well, that's where our teams play. We'll start off with the NFC South, then we'll go to the North, then we'll go to the East, then we will go to the West, and then eventually we'll pick a Super Bowl champion right before the season starts. Programming note, as everybody knows, Gooch will not be here just Thursday and Friday, or
Monday, Thursday,
Friday. So in for that, we'll have Scoop, we'll have Rob, we'll have a bunch of guys. We'll have Nick. We're going to put him on camera for a day, maybe. We'll figure all that out. Tomorrow is another installment of a Fantasy Friday. So all you fantasy guys, which, by the way, I'm dangerous from the 12th pick. I'm not going to lie. I got the 12th pick in my home draft. So I got to figure out what I'm going to do there. I'll pick his brain because he's 12th in the old Dynasty League. We have a date yet? Did we set that yet?
It's on the site.
The site, the sleeper app. Which, by the way, Scoop, you
It's
can
also-
use it
it's
on the
also
website.
subject to change in Scoop. Bro, get it together. Just go on sleeper.com and sign in. It's very easy.
That's easy.
Isn't there an app? Don't I have an app?
Yeah, there's an app, but he said there's no website for it. You can only use it on the app. It's just false.
My God.
But the good thing about Sleeper app is that they designed the app before the website, which
is
in 2022, I think that's the way to go for fantasy
I
football.
agree. Danny DeJesus said that Kobe would do it. He would just be the guy. He'd win it all.
No. Cool. I mean, dark. Joke,
Easy.
but-
Easy before he goes anywhere with that. Anyway, if you watched this video and you've enjoyed the content, please do us a favor, like the video. Even if you didn't like us and you want to debate us for the rest of your life, like the video anyway. It helps us tremendously. Thank you so much for that. Tomorrow, back on a Fantasy Friday. So for Sturch and Gooch and Rob and Nick and everybody here at Chop Sports, we'll see you guys tomorrow.
What's Kobe gonna beat anybody?
Draft is the 28th at 6:00 there.
I have a draft on the 28th.